No one really talks about life ending. It seems like it's a very taboo topic, and everyone sort of gets drawn away from talking about it. But I think we should talk about it sometimes because it's always the best thing to understand how much time we have on the earth. I did some calculations the other week, and I am 21, or nearly 22, so I've lived a fair chunk of my life, maybe 20% if I'm lucky. And that means that with all the working weeks and all the weeks you spend sleeping in your life and all the weeks you spend sick or away or doing other things, when it comes to your free time, for the people our age, we only have about, I think it was like 300 to 400 weeks left. I could be wrong. In reality, it's not much at all. We spend like half our life sleeping, so you already cut off 50 years. And I was looking at these, and there was something online I saw. It was like a like how many weeks you have left chart. And I thought, people will see this as a negative motivator, but in reality, it's a really good one because it shows that you're not wasting your time here. It shows that you can always be looking at that thing and understand that, like, this is roughly how much time you have left. You can basically predict it. No one talks about death because we're so caught up in what we're currently doing, what we're focused on. We only really talk about death at funerals and when someone close in our lives leaves us. And that's really the only time we ever talk about it. Now, I've had a few near-death experiences in my almost 22 years of life, and every single time I've thought about those things. I've thought about the decisions I've made leading to those points, what I would have liked my life to be like if it didn't end just then. And then when I started calculating how much time I really had left in free time, I noticed that it wasn't that much. And I noticed that a lot of us are wasting it on games, wasting it binging TV shows, wasting it on people that we don't need in our life. And I just found it really ironic that we are so caught up in our life that we never actually think or talk about death. Death isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just something that happens to everyone eventually. And it's getting to the end of that and being nearly there and not having any regrets with what you did with your life. And if that's the case, like, you've basically won. You've done it. You've successfully gone through all the years of your life and done everything you wanted to do. And you strived for more and you pushed yourself more. You didn't waste time. There's definitely people in my life that I want to help them realize that, hey, in reality, this is how much time you have left. Do you think if you keep doing the same thing, do you think you're going to regret that? You probably will. You probably will. Yeah, it's all good to say, I got no regrets, like YOLO, like go your whole life and then get to the end and be like, oh shit, I should have actually listened. But it's also a good motivator, and I don't see it as a negative thing at all. Talking about death, talking about legacy. Legacy's like number one, because what are you gonna leave behind? And that's why, like, I'm constantly trying to push myself every day. And that's one of the reasons I always get out of bed excited, because I know that what I'm doing with my time is the right thing to do with what I have, the skills I have, and what I've built up so far, and what I can continue to build up. We have 4,000 weeks in our lifetime, roughly. We sleep for half of it, which means we only have 2,000 weeks of our life. When you think about how much time you spend with family, how much time you spend with friends, how much time you spend working, how much time you spend going out and getting grocery stuff, doing chores, working, all the things you do in a year, birthdays, Christmases. When you think about all of that time that you put into your life, and then you try and look at the actual overall free time you have left, I'm pretty sure it's nothing over 100 weeks. And that's insane. That's crazy to me, because we live our lives thinking that we've got all this time, but in reality we don't, and we're not actually engaging on it on a daily level. And if we are engaging on a daily level, and we know how much time we're either spending well or wasting, then you realize how much time you do have and what you can use it for. It's just crazy to me that we live in a world where people aren't conscious of that. And I think being conscious is number one. You got to be conscious of your situation. You got to be conscious of what you're capable of. Shut up. So I think that's the best thing you can do. And if you understand that, and if you understand how much time you have, you wouldn't be here wasting it away. Maybe some of you don't waste your time. Maybe your days are perfect, but maybe you don't spend the time that you need to engage with family and friends enough, because you need to do that as well. And I know it's a lot to think about. I know it's a lot, especially for everyone out there who's my age, just sort of starting their life. They're like, oh my god, all this stuff. We'll eventually get to a point where we have wasted our whole life or haven't wasted our whole life. It's either one or the other. It's not in the middle. It's just, what decisions did you make today, yesterday, the day before, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day after that? It's the daily decisions that you make that define whether you waste your days or not. So just think about how much time you have. Think about how much free time you have this year left. I mean, we're already halfway into the year. How much free time do you genuinely have in your day, every week? Once you realize, you'll probably change, your whole perspective on life will change, and you'll start getting stuff done. And I guess that's the goal, because you're trying to work towards your goals. And yeah, that's it. All right, have a good day.